Hi there, welcome back. This is part 2 of the DSG converted compound charged R53 Cooper S police car. Okay, so Uncle Spike has been back and done lots of plumbing. So we've essentially, all the water system is completely plumbed now. We've changed the radiator. We did have a standard R53 radiator. We've gone to a I forget what it is now, something like a brand new Ford Ranger 3.2 radiator or something, I can't remember. It's like a proper Frankenstein, this car. I don't think it's not just various parts of one brand now, it's just various parts of Christ knows what. So yeah, we're completely plumbed. Boost pipes are ready to go back. We've got to put our front back on to get all the boost pipes to line up. I'm just now basically going through the car and mounting all of our electrical bits and pieces. So our ECU is mounted, I'll show you that. We've got a different instrument cluster, lots of interesting bits and pieces, or I find interesting, to make this hopefully work and sing. So I'll show you now what I've done inside the car. So essentially I'm just mocking up really, I'm just bolting everything into place that we need into place. And then once everything's in, then I'll work myself in and build the loom up. So essentially we've got a like a couple of bulkhead transitions up there which we'll use for the wiring loom. We've obviously gone for our favourite, the Max ECU. This is the race. We've got more I/O now than I ever anticipated with this car. So given what I know now, I'd have probably used a Pro in this. We've just got so much I/O now, which is why we've got this little extra. This is like a little CAN bus I/O module. It's actually made by ECU Master. But it's in a different case with a different board to allow like an amp seal connector on there. Made by a company called RKDE. We've got like our main fuse box here, which is like for the powertrain. This is extra bits and pieces. We're going to want to run a few lights and a few bits and pieces as well. I've also installed like an OBD port. Obviously, we are going to want to tune said gearbox. So we're going to populate like the CAN bus and the K line to this so that we can flash the gearbox and data log from the gearbox at the same time. The ECU will be on the same CAN bus, so potentially we can data log off the ECU. Things like sometimes when we go around a track we might have you know, like the data logger in the corner saying in the temperatures, throttle position, all that sort of jargon, so we could plug our little OBD data logger in there and pick up OBD data. We've got our little Blink Marine 12-way keypad just there. Start all of those things. We've got our new instrument cluster, which is made by a company called Power Tune Digital, I believe it is. It's Australian. We actually supply these, I just can't remember the name of it. So yeah, we're having a cluster. We're going to think about mounting like a tablet here as well for various data logging and switching and all of those bits and pieces, bit of overrides. This is the brake line, which I've got to install yet, and I've actually started running in the main cables, main power line cables. I've installed some little zip tie mounts, and these are all just temporarily mounted in, but they run back through the car. So yes, so far this is where we're at. So right, let's move forward. We're getting this thing wired, I suppose.
Drill, really?
All right, boys.
Yeah.
You finished fitting that bumper yet?
It's getting technical. Might get some scrambling foam out, I think. I think it's streamlined. Double glazing window it.
The old green one, we just used the old drill dough on, didn't we? And it was very lightweight and kind of fitted, but everyone took the piss out of our body lines, Uncle Spike. Fortunately, Tom's here to save the day.
Something like that. I'll stop him using a drill dough, mate. Tom's done it right, Tom.
So I've built up like a fly loom essentially from the ECU, popped it through there. So my next plan is just to build up a sneaky little engine loom now. I'll show you in the actual car and how we've got on in there. We've applied some more stickers. Oh,
So this is how far I've got in here. All of these are just sort of connectors ready to be connected into the car. Like some of it's from the IO to this, some of it's for the CAN bus, for the rest of the bits and pieces. So yeah, slowly moving forward. Oh, you got the new what's the radiator of? Did we say, Spike?
God knows.
Some Ford
something.
Ford Ranger, we think.
Got Moco written on it.
Yeah, Ford Motor Company on the front there. Tom's just putting the intercooler back on the bottom.
You may recognise Tom.
You may recognise Tom from.
He's a bit of a star.
He is a YouTube star, that boy.
No comment.
No comment, no comment. Mind you, he was clean shaven back then. You probably don't recognise him. He's now a tramp, much like me. But the wiring's done.
Fixed. All terminated, ready?
Ready to rock. These are our very expensive drive shafts. These cost us more. Ooh. These cost us more than we paid for the fucking car. Let's see how they behave with some nice new CVs. All right.
Yes.
So the boys are under there fitting the drive shafts.
Hey?
I'm just doing a video for YouTube,
Oh, sorry.
and I've got a cut round there to get the auto shifter in. Look at those boys walking around down there. Right, let's get the drill away. So I'm nearly there with the wiring now. Engine bay's wired. Uncle Spike's been plumbing. We're going to change some of this plumbing in fairness, but thought we'd just go out and do a few sessions at this track day just to see how the gearbox behaves. Hopefully it'll last. So yeah, we're just finishing up really, and then we're going to go for like a first start up. I've got to finish up inside, fill it with water, fill it with oil, and see what goes on. It looks okay.
Up in my mad professor's lab, I suppose. Some of my followers may have seen me up here before. This is where I come on. I've got to build up a wiring loom or try and make something work that doesn't normally work in a car. So we've got the DSG gearbox in the poor little Mini. Obviously it's our budget track car, so that's the whole point really, although it started to look a bit like it isn't budget, to be fair, but you know, it still is by comparison for what we've actually spent, what we've got. So my initial plan with the DSG was to have paddle shift, so I just made this up, just tagged a couple of bits in there. These paddle shifters are little hall sensors off of they're off of an L322 Range Rover from memory. So that was my initial plan. That would just sort of a bolt in between there, between our steering wheel boss, and then we've got down up, all wired back to the ECU, downshift, job done. I'm just going to put like a coil of wire. So enter stage left Uncle Spike, and Uncle Spike says, well, if we are going to have a flexible cable going to the steering wheel with up and down paddles, then surely we just as well have some some rotary switches and some push buttons for the indicators and all of those things, and then we can lose the switch gear behind it, the OEM stuff. So, yeah, okay, all right, fair enough. So I did a little drawing, just gave it to Uncle Spike, just a little cigarette packet drawing, just drew around the steering wheel, did all those bits. So he then took this on and transcribed my drawing into a proper drawing, and had water jet cut a new backing plate. This is done by local company Atom Fabrications. They do quite a lot of our, if we need little bits and pieces, water jet up there. They are just absolutely epic. Good boys they are. So now that will bolt in behind our steering wheel, and that will mount our paddles. And I also bought some bits and pieces here. I got some real cheap switches off of these are off of eBay, so I've no doubt how good they'll be. But we'll be mounting those there for indicators and like I say, pass, push to pass, and all of those things. I guess we can configure them to do whatever we want. I've got some Grey Hill rotary switches. These are 12 position ones. They're 10 position. No, they are 12 position ones, but you can obviously relax those. So we'll minimise them to whatever we want. So we'll bosh them behind there. They're the only things really that are like money on this steering wheel build. We've got some knobs. We've got a whole load of those switches. So and I bought just like a second-hand auto sport connector. Again, I just don't want to spend any money really, so got these second hand. We've got some new pins I expect somewhere hanging around, so we'll use this. And I've got like a coil. Again, it's not something I'd normally use in like a motorsport build or whatever. But again, this is eBay. It's just a 12-core cable. So hopefully we can make something out of that little lot. And then we've all of a sudden we've got like a decent paddle shift steering wheel. And I would say there's probably, including that, some pins. I don't know, 120 quid, 130 quid, something like that. Ain't bad, is it, for having all of those bits and pieces on the steering wheel? So let's sling this together and see what we end up with. That's pretty much what we've ended up with. I'm not unhappy with that at all, to be fair. I've gotten as a grand total of 100 quid or more, maybe 100, 120 quid. There's no money really, and we've got like a fully functional steering wheel. All the buttons, as I say, have come off eBay. The Grey Hill rotating switches haven't, obviously. I've just put some 1K resistors between each pole there, like I would normally. I have just, like I say, it's just a budget build, so I've just popped a bit of silicone on the back of each one there, or some sealer anyway. Yeah, I think that's just about ready to go. We've got our mil-spec connector, we've repinned that, we're pretty much ready to rock, I think. Right, so yeah, I've just got to make up this other end now. I've de-pinned it already, I've got some new pins, so we just got to make like a metre long cable to go between that and our little ECU Master Cam V3, and we're ready to give it a bit of a test. Rightio. Okay, so steering wheel is in and works. We should potentially have a whole a working car now, so let's go for a start. Oh! Way! She's alive again! Oh! Oh dear, that cam's making it a bit rough. That cam is a little bit brutal.
Fucking
Subarus, yeah. Right. So we're all working now. We just got to throw this on the dyno and try and go and do some track days, don't we, Spike?
Yay! Wrong fucking time.
It is about time, yeah. We got working leg. Whee! So we can go to Thruxton. Let's get it on the dyno and
New bonnet stay too.
new bonnet stay as well, yeah.
Missing.
Oh, we had a comment last time about the shovel won't let us down. Right, let's pop this on a dyno then, right, and get ready for Thruxton. Eh?
Full send.
Full send. Right. What are you doing?
I think we need a bigger intercooler.
Right.
So I can cut the boot out and put the rad back here and make more room.
And this is what I got to deal with. This is what I got to deal with. So Spike's decided we need a bigger intercooler. It's ready. It was ready. Spike's decided we need a bigger intercooler, so he's going to cut the floor out of the Mini in the boot, fit a radiator back there so we can have a bigger intercooler at the front. That, of course, means, Spike, we need to get rid of what?
Everything.
Everything at the back. The fuel tank, the exhaust, everything is no good no more.
I actually took the fuel tank out. I was a bit scared.
Yeah, he took the fuel tank out before he got carried away with the plasma. But okay, so I guess that leads us into the end of this video, where we'd finished the DSG conversion and we got it running and ready to go to a track day, and then decided to take it apart again and go again.
It's a project, never finished.
It's a project that's never finished. Radio, signing off. See you next time. Remember to like and subscribe. Hopefully you've liked us pair of idiots pissing around. Yeah, cheers. Say bye-bye, Uncle Spike.